Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is safe and well. Today, I wanted to talk to you about a poll that I did on LinkedIn last week. I was very curious as to how people were feeling around working from home full time and how productive they were and how they felt about being home full time and whether they were able to get their work done and a myriad of other things. So I put out a quick poll on LinkedIn to see what the reactions would be, and I wanted to share those results with you this morning. It's by no means scientific, but I think the results are so drastic that it really points to what people are looking for in the future. So I want to talk about that. So I'm going to share a screen with you here right now on the results of the poll and just show you that the question was, based on the new knowledge that you have from working from home this last couple months, what scenario do you think you would be most productive moving forward? And asked a lot of people the question, why? And so the interesting thing about the results were, if you look at it, you got work from home full time. 1 out of 5 people said that they would absolutely love to just work from home full time. But interestingly enough, only 6% or 7%, if you want to make it 100%, said that they would prefer to go back to the office full time. And then the vast majority, 73% of people wanted a mix of a home and office scenario, which I find very interesting. So the first thing I want to point out here is just a point of awareness as we look at those results, that if you're one of the people that wants to either work from home full time or work in the office full time, understand that you are in the minority, okay? And so if you have that view, don't project that view onto other people because the vast majority don't want that scenario. So sometimes I'll see leaders that say, this is the way I like to function, so therefore everyone else needs to function the exact same way. And that's when we have problems with retention, we have problems with employee engagement because of those things. So be aware that whatever your position is, especially if it's full-time work or home, the vast majority of people want some sort of hybrid scenario. The second one is that some job functions and jobs, functions, and roles, or even departments may work better in a full-time at home scenario or a full-time office scenario. The question you need to ask is look at it on a case-by-case basis. It's not a one-size-fits-all. So leadership shouldn't look at it that way. We want to create flexible work solutions in the future, and that may be a wide variety of different things because of that. So the question really should be, what is needed to be efficient and effective? And again, some may lend itself to be very good at being full-time at home, and other ones absolutely are critical to remain in the office. But let's ask those questions. There's too many people out right now writing articles that the new wave is everybody at home and we don't need any office space and we don't need to get together, which I think is a bunch of garbage. We need to evaluate things. It's not a black or white thing. We need to evaluate things on a case-by-case basis and figure out what works best. Third point of awareness is that 80% of the people around, when you look at this from a statistical standpoint, or from a survey standpoint, I should say, 80% of people need some form of human interaction, some form of human touch to be happy, to be productive, uh, to be interactive. We are social animals. And so it's become very clear from the discussions that I've had with people that picked the hybrid solution is that they need that. And even if you're the most independent, introverted individual, I've found a lot of people have said to me, I didn't realize how much I missed the interaction or needed the interaction until it was taken away from me. So understand that the vast majority of people really do want to have some sort of interaction and connection with others moving forward. So those are the results. Like I said, it's not scientific, but I think it does point to the fact that people really do like the combination of both of these things. So what I want to do is let me get out of this slide share here and back to just the standard discussion here. And I don't have all the answers. Anyone who writes an article that says that they know what is the right thing to do for your business and what the future is to me full of crap. It has to be evaluated on an individual basis. You don't have the right answers for you unless you ask the right questions. And so from the right question standpoint, I've just got a couple of them, and I'll share all of these in the notes below for you to use with your management team or leadership team, just to ask these questions and have a constructive dialogue as to what might be best for your business. So one, can we actually create an effective mix of home and office presence? And I think the answer is yes. The question is going to be, what does that look like for us? What does success look like for us? Not what anyone else is doing, but what works for us. So that would be the first question that I would ask. And then the second one is, what type of work can be effectively and efficiently done at home versus the office? And the follow-up to that would be, can we batch work based on the location? Meaning that if you have heads down work that's very detail oriented or strategic that doesn't need to be interrupted, do that batch type of work at home, and then save the stuff that's collaborative or complex problem solving for things to do in the office that really do require you to be together to work through some of these issues and play off of each other based on the discussions. Certainly there are things you can do in Zoom or Microsoft Teams or whatever tool you use, but it's not going to be as rich, and it's not going to be as in depth and meaningful than as if you did it in the office. So third question to ask from a leadership standpoint is, how do we change our future work environment then to maximize the effectiveness and efficiency based on this mix that we have to have? And here's where we've got to get really creative in thinking about office space and what that looks like, which leads to the fourth question. How can we create an office or home footprint that maximizes happiness, engagement, and productivity? Again, what success looks like for us as a business. And this is going to take a lot of work to think about what that structure may look like and how we can flex people in and out of the office depending on what is going on to maximize the home office sort of a footprint there. So, and then last, and this is something that most leadership teams don't do, which should be one of the first things that they do, is why don't we ask our employees what the ideal work environment looks like per job, per function, per department, per location, and say, instead of deciding it in a vacuum in a management boardroom where we haven't talked to anyone who's actually doing the work and what may actually be successful, let's ask our people. And then we may have a bunch of different small solutions that work well for specific groups or specific roles that then we can combine together in some sort of hybrid that creates this really flexible, adaptable work environment that everyone can be successful in. Again, there's not a one size fits all, and it's not just about it being a cost play where we reduce our real estate and then pretend that we're going to be more effective working at home. It's actually saying, what do we need to be the best? What do we need to be the most effective and efficient, and looking at that on a case-by-case basis and creating flexible scenarios, flexible arrangements, flexible offices that meet those needs. Again, the last thing you want to do is do a one-size-fits-all just to cut costs. Ask those questions, ask your people, and I think you'll find some creative answers as to what that might look like moving forward. And it'll be an iterative process to figure it out, but let's ask those questions. So think about that. In summary, the workforce that has had this experience of being at home, the vast majority still need personal touch. They still need interaction with others. They still need that connection. And I will tell you that I missed the classes that I'm teaching exactly for those things, and you just don't get it online. So understand the vast majority still need that. They've learned that. And we've got to be very creative on a case-by-case basis to figure out how to make that work to be the most successful in our business. So please look at the notes below that I will put with all these questions that I've asked on here. Please like and share with others. I would love for you to subscribe if this is the first time you're on this channel. And I look forward to hearing any feedback or comments that you may have on what's working or not working as we work through all of this change into a new environment for work moving forward. So hope this is helpful and look forward to talking to you again soon. So let's get to work.